Hello, my name is Jessica. I'm very excited for this course because I am super interested in working with people involved in the legal system, and I have been working with that population, specifically young adults within the legal system, for about 3.5 years now. My first job was at a nonprofit that served youth and young adults experiencing homelessness. And a lot of the young people I worked with had cases, and that's kind of how I started getting involved in it. Um, they weren't super serious cases, but they were cases, they were felonies, and they were always really intimidated to go to court. So they would ask me if I would come to court with them, and I would. And then I kind of started partnering with their public defenders to create plans that we could present to the prosecutor during plea negotiations to help advocate to keep them in community by showing that they were doing productive things, like they had obtained housing, they'd obtained employment. So it was kind of like, here's all this wonderful stuff these young people are doing, and highlighting like the issues that led them into the system and what we were doing to address those issues. And then from there, I started working at another nonprofit, doing work whose purpose was to end generational trauma and generational incarceration. And it's also where I'm doing my field placement as well. So it's a work site placement. And my field placement is with a program of 25 young men between the ages of, I think, like 16 and 26, most of whom have pretty serious felonies and are looking at prison time. And at the start of our program, we advocated to get them released from jail while their cases were pending, and most of them are out on home detention right now. And so while their cases are pending, kind of the same thing I did at my first job, we work to reconnect them to the community in a positive way and then advocate to keep them in community rather than send them to prison. And I partner with public defenders, so I work with public defenders closely, and then I also partner with mitigation specialists, which are social workers within the Public Defender Association, who help work cases that have significant mitigating factors, such as young people whose brains have not fully developed, as we know. So I work very closely and within the criminal legal system, and I'm very excited for this course. So the needs and roles I see social workers fulfilling, I would say probably mitigation specialists, which I work with now. They're all social workers. To be a mitigation specialist, you have to have your master's in social work, as well as social workers within prisons doing like mental health counseling and running groups. And also within the probation departments, I think that the most effective probation counselors or probation officers are people with a social work background who are trying to uphold the NASW Code of Ethics. And so I definitely think that social workers have a place in the criminal justice system. But I also think we have to be really cognizant of the fact that the system is super punitive and that people are profiting off of the oppression of others. So as long as we are working to improve the system, or even kind of like abolish the system and replace it with something better, I think that we definitely have a place in the system. And I also think we should be partnering really closely with those most impacted and giving them a voice to sort of redesign the system and find solutions to the problems that caused the way that everything is right now. So yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Looking forward to working with you guys.